Hello, Aquarius. Welcome in. This is going to be what you need to know right now. Thank you for your patience. I did start this a couple of weeks ago for a couple of signs, but I had to finish some other things, so I apologize. I will be reading this unstructured, just what your pre-shuffle cards show here off camera. I will be clarifying on camera, however. Everything that's here, I don't know. I shuffled, put it down, how it fell. I just kept going and put them right there for you. If you are interested in shorter reads, please follow me on TikTok. And if you are interested in daily reads, I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, weekend. You might as well say Saturday for a weekend reading on X. And Aquarius, this is what you need to know right now. Now, before we get into our first card, if I have an inkling in this particular reading intuitively that this has anything to do with your heart or love, I will be pulling from a love oracle at the end of the message to just round it out. And let's get started. What does Aquarius need to know right now? Oh, we have the Empress in reverse. That's not good. I feel a block, Aqua. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or a disconnection from yourself. Empress in reverse usually states that you've been neglecting yourself and your needs, because upright, she's fantastic, but you haven't been taking care of yourself the way that you should. Neglecting your needs, doubting your worth, pouring into others without refilling your own cup. There seems to be a creative or emotional block that's here, okay? And it's keeping you from stepping into your full power, okay? So let me go ahead. Yeah, this deck is falling apart. Hold on. All right, let's see what we got. Why is Empress in reverse, Spirit, for Aquarius? Why is Empress in reverse? What do we have here? Why is Empress in reverse? All right, if it doesn't come out, this also lets me know that you're not speaking, or you may feel like you don't have anyone to trust. All right. Hangman. Yeah. You're upside down in enlightenment right now. You're not making a move because you really don't know where to go, right? There's an energy here that lets me know that whatever this is, not only have you been neglecting yourself and pouring into others without taking care of yourself, the Hangman upright lets me know that you're suspended. Now, I will say that Hangman upright does indicate that right now maybe inaction or non-action is the best course of action. However, because the Empress is in reverse, I have to tell you that you're struggling with a decision or you're upside down, but you're enlightened about what it is. This is letting me know that you have to take action, and you have to take action fast. Because this type of energy, when you're the Empress in reverse, it sets all other things off in your body as well, such as sickness, because that means even with the deck hesitating and not actually giving me a card, that's your energy, Aquarius Collective. So there are some things that you're not saying, and so you're being pulled on. People are possibly putting words in your mouth or coming up with narratives that are not true. And it's because you either don't feel safe. There hasn't been an individual who has made you feel safe enough to speak. You have to find that person. You have got to get these things off of you, okay? Because Hangman is healthy non-action. The Empress in reverse is not. So don't misuse the energy of the Hangman and stay upside down too long, all right? Let's move forward. Wow. So this has something to do with a relationship. Okay, if it doesn't have anything to do with a relationship, it has something to do with a lack of thereof of a relationship. I do feel a deep connection forming. Two of Cups definitely does usually signify that there's a relationship at the center of everything. And I have this argument with a lot of my fixed signs. Listen, I said there is a relationship at the center of everything. It doesn't matter whether you're actively in it. If it's still pulling on you, then the relationship is still at the center of everything. If you haven't properly dealt with whatever this Two of Cups represents, that's the reason why you're the Empress in reverse. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. What matters is what you're doing about it right now. Because again, the cards don't lie. There is a relationship at the center of everything. Whether it's romantic, platonic, business, and for some of you, this is the relationship with yourself. Mutual energy, give and take, emotional support, but you're upside down. So this isn't coming, and this is what you are desiring, but you don't have it. If you're not in alignment with yourself, how can you truly show up and be good for anyone else? And if you're not in alignment with yourself and being able to be upright with this Empress energy, how can you recognize when that's coming in? So I had a client that asked me, hey, Marv, how do I know? I'm going to try to give you the short version. How do I know when someone's pulling in my energy? More importantly, how do I break away from this energy? That's an even bigger question. What I will tell you, Aquarius, is what I had to get the client to see is that although this individual who is still pulling in her energy is not in her life, she has tucked that away and has not properly dealt with it properly. So every nook and cranny of your psyche, of your mind, and however you cope, just because you put it to the side and walked away from it and it's not affecting you physically every day, doesn't mean that mentally it is not. So I'm not going to answer the bigger question. I'm just going to tell you that that's the reason why some of you are the Empress in reverse, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify this Two of Cups. I do not feel like there is alignment here, okay? Why is this Two of Cups here? And it's upright. It's upright, but you're not upright. And you see, that fell sideways. And we have two cards. So this connection, this King of Cups energy, as well as the Page of Cups, both sideways, which means that sometimes you want a person to come in and give you the commitment and show up for you, and you want that. Sometimes you want the wonderful words and the I'm sorry's and the I miss yous, but it tells me the most times that you're upside down because 1 minute you want it and 1 minute you don't. And unfortunately, what you need to know right now is that you're disconnected from yourself. And you cannot halfway crave these things if you are upside down and disconnected from yourself. No, you're not going to recognize this when it comes in. And when it does come in, as you can see, it's going to be sideways. It's going to be sideways because this is who you're upside down. And see? So you're craving this. You're craving a connection. You want it. But the past or whatever this is has hurt you. And you have not processed whatever this is. Let's go ahead and get a clarifier from my Ace of Wands. You want a brand new passionate beginning. I see a spark to be lit. Ace of Wands is telling me that there's passion here, a new beginning, a surge of creative energy, but you're so drained and disconnected, you don't even have the strength to grab it. This goes for anything. Relationships, romantic of the romantic variety, platonic relationships, relationships with people in your life, platonic, romantic, business partnerships. Business partnerships is big. You're upside down. How can you recognize who's coming in? Clarify this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a beautiful energy. You feel so drained and disconnected, you don't have the strength to grab it, Aquarius Collective. Yep, look at the moon. Yep. I'm going to take it upright. But it kind of came out sideways, but I'm going to leave it alone. The moon and the Five of Cups, so much hurt. That's what's blocking you from this. So much hurt. So look at all of look at these cards. You're upside down and disconnected from yourself. You're desiring a connection that is stable, someone that is emotionally mature enough to handle you, and to recognize someone that has emotional maturity. You crave for the brand new spark to be lit. It's waiting to be lit. There's passion here, but you're so drained and disconnected from yourself, you don't have the strength to grab this. You know why? The potential is here for you to move forward, move toward whatever you want. There's a certain amount of non-action, but not if you're upside down. If you're already upside down, that non-action from the hangman that tells you to sit and it's upside down enlightenment and pause for reflection is going to be taken out of context. And that's going to turn into the longest pause of your life. That's not what we're doing. And why? Because you're so up and down. 1 minute you want it. In the daytime, you put on a brave face. At night, it kicks you in the ass. And you're sad. You're holding on to this. Let me show you something. Okay? This, 3 cups. This is what you focus on. But you see this? That's what you should be focused on. That 2 of cups, which is also there in the heart place. But a lot of us, we get so caught up in what has fallen, we don't recognize what still stands. This is definitely water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could definitely have Cancer in your chart. That is a Pisces energy. Maybe you have Pisces in your chart somewhere that's prominent. There is an up and down moon emotions. Like the moon comes out. And for some of you, I'm picking up on it's comfortable to sit there. You don't like it, but you don't. And we're not doing what we don't know how to do. I'm not trying to hear, I don't know how to do it. If you are a fixed sign, like you are a fixed air, you are married to this idea. But that doesn't mean, like, one of the things that I love about you collectively is your ability to think outside of the box. One of the things that is a contradiction about you is that you don't think outside the box when it comes down to yourself, only everybody else. So if it is something that you have deemed that's intimidating, it's hard to do, you will say that. That's what it is, and that's it. But you can see it when it's everybody else. No, you should keep moving. You know what? You don't think. You're not thinking. Think about this. And you can come up with so many different ways to skin a cat until it's you. Okay? Let's clear this board. What remains is our moon card. What remains is our hangman card. So you basically are an upside down enlightenment right here. But you have so many ups and downs and you're disconnected from yourself that, as I told someone before, you wouldn't know love respectfully if it kind of walked down the street and slapped you in the face because you're so focused on this, what fell down, that you're not focused on that, which is what still stands. And that's the fact that if you have a relationship, latch on to it. If you don't have a relationship, go get one. Let go of holding on to what broke and focus on what remains. If you start nurturing yourself and reconnecting with your inner power, you're stepping to this the relationship or an opportunity that's going to bring that real excitement or fulfillment. But if you keep ignoring your needs, being stuck, going back and forth, oscillating between this energy of this moon, what's going to end up happening? You're going to feel stuck. You're going to be watching possibilities slip through your fingers while you wonder why you feel so drained. It is time to reclaim your energy, Aquarius, because your next chapter depends on it. You are the person of my dreams. Look at that. If this is a relationship, this is, I feel like I ruined everything. And it is in reverse. So somebody definitely is here in your energy. For those of you who feel who this is a relationship and you're upside down, this person does feel like they ruined everything in Aquarius, but they're upside down now. So they're coming out of that. They're like, look, you're the person of my dreams. Let's make this work. If you're not going to allow me to make it work, I'm not staying stuck. This person doesn't want to be stuck with you anymore. You're disconnected from yourself. This person came in saying, I know I ruined everything, but now not so much because we're not moving. You are the person of my dreams, but I can't take the responsibility of ruining everything by myself because it was both of us. Now, you to them or them to you, Aquarius, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. You are fixed air. I have to say that to you. If you don't know how to leave the rest because you've already heard it, I apologize, all right? If you want to book a personal reading to talk about your specific situation, you can always do that. It's always a pleasure, Aquarius, okay? This is what you needed to know right now. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.